Yeah, oh my God, that works. That works so well. Oh, she's tight. Oh, she's rounded. She's rounded. Boom. No, it's just rounded. There you go, ready. Ah, the engine's still on. Ah, it just went in my eye. Alright, good morning people. It's quite early, it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. But we need to get this done today. So tomorrow, I've actually got to drive down to Northampton because we're going to Adam's Seafest, and this is on like Adam's Friends bit, so it's on like the top 25 bit. I don't know why, but it is. But the issue is, in the minute, not only is it running like shit, it's not running at all. Like there's no injectors, there's no fuel lines in it, and the reason I've not done that is because the injectors got dirty for a reason, and that's because the fuel filter is probably shit. Now I'm not looking forward to this because apparently you need a special tool. I've not got that special tool, but we're going to try and make it work. And today we're going to get the car up and running again, and we've got a lot of things to do as well. So we've got a lot of things in this box that we need to do to the Mustang. A few I'm excited for, and one thing I'm really worried about is doing a compression test. So we've got a long day, that's why I'm up early, and I've got more things to do today. So let's crack on. Firstly, we need to change this fuel filter. Also, you might be able to tell we've got different wheels on the front, and that's because we have. The 18-inch tyres were ruined. Now, I know the specs of the 370Z wheels really well. It's had on my S13. And there's a guy in Silverstone selling a set of these with the R888s wrapped on. So I've got a beautiful deal. So now we've got some 370Z wheels with R888s in the front. I need to go to the tyre shop today and get the other tyres swapped because it's the wrong way round. Because they were both left wheels. But it looks sick, and we're going to have tons more grip. They're 245s. Need a refurb, but happy overall. Big R888s, good semi-slicks. Meaty, they're going to be so grippy on the front. It's exactly what we need. We do need to raise it a little bit, to be fair, because it's really low on the front. Now there's a weird cut here, and for some reason my laptop has deleted a clip of what we're explaining on the next one, so I've just been searching everywhere for it, but I think it's gone. Basically, we need to change the fuel filter. Now I've heard the fuel filter is pretty hard because they have like push fit lines, and you need like a special tool to release the line. But I've heard of some people using different tricks online where if they find something and slip it in, it works. So I've found a Sharpie pen, and I've got something else as a backup. So that's what we're trying to do, trying to get the fuel filter off using a Sharpie pen lid. You can kind of get the gist of what we've got to do. We've got to put the Sharpie pen around this, push it in, that's going to release the clips, then pull the line out. So we need to cut this down and then cut a slit in it. So let's cut it down to about 3/4 of an inch. So something like this, almost like what we use for our throttle cable. So I just did it with a grinder, it takes 2 seconds. So cut it down, put a slit in it. Now let's try that. No way, it worked first time, I think. I was going to go a little bit more. I'm pretty sure it worked. Or maybe I need to push that and then pull the fuel filter out. Hang on, I'm pretty sure I just got it moving. I'm like 99% sure I actually just did it. Then I picked the camera up and obviously I stopped using my other hand. No, I got it, look. Yeah, oh my God, that works. That works so well. Thank you, internet. Oh my God, I was dreading to do this job. We're going to cut this fuel filter open as well. Well, I don't know, I'm scared because I want to use a grinder, but I'm going to set myself on fire if I do that. So maybe I might try and find a handsaw or something. Okay, now this is Motorcraft. Now that is an American company. A lot of people recommend to get their stuff for the Mustang. I don't know if that's a stock filter, but mine is from Germany, and I hope this is the stock filter because it would recommend why there's so much shit, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not really clued up on the Mustang parts. But let's put this new fuel filter in and let's find a way to open this up and see how dirty it is. Right, I'm trying to get in it with something that won't really create a spark. So I'm just trying to get, I'm literally just trying to hammer into it at the minute, which is somewhat working. Okay, my screwdriver is fully stuck in there, but if you look at the fuel that's coming out now, I've just kind of pierced it. Look at all the dirt that's coming out of it. That's just because obviously I've pierced the side, and now the side of the fuel where the filter is getting mixed up where it comes out. So I've just burst the filter, and look at the dirtiness of the fuel that's coming through. Ugh. But I genuinely can't get my screwdriver out. I promise I can. So the next thing we want to do is we need to do 2 birds in 1 stone. One of these things I'm really worried about. Before you start going down the line of seeing if it's fuel and all this and fuel, or if it's coil packs or plugs, just make sure the engine is healthy. So I've got a compression test. Now what we're going to do is, I'm going to remove some of this. Hang on, let me take this off fully, one sec. Now here's one of the fuel rails. I cannot for the life of me get this off. I want you to get this off here and just like flush the fuel through in case there was any shit still on the lines. I found that the one line which attached this fuel rail to that fuel rail, it was really not good. So I have got some new fuel line inside the car. So we're just going to change. There it is. I've got some new fuel line here. So we're just going to make a new fuel line going from that rail to the other. But while there's two ways to pump fuel. We can either just connect it to the connect power to the fuel pump and it'll just push all the fuel through, or we need to crank the car anyway because I want to do a compression test. So we're just going to put this fuel rail inside a container, and then while we do the compression test, that's just going to push the fuel through. So not disconnecting the fuel, we're just sending the fuel through into a container up there. So and then we can see if there's any shit coming out of there, and we can do a compression test, which I'm really scared about. So I've already got the injectors off. So all we're going to do is we're going to remove the coil packs and we're going to take a spark plug out one by one, and we're going to compression test it. And I'm really nervous, but at least we know, you know. So the coil packs disconnected and the fuel disconnected, so it's not going to get any spark and it's not going to be getting any fuel. So it's not going to fire, it's just going to crank. Just make sure all the cylinders are the same. So let me just get a container and put this through, and that's going to cycle some of the new fuel through the fuel filter as well. Okay, we've got the fuel going into here. Hopefully it don't spread everywhere, that should be fine. So we're going to pull one spark plug out, and you want to just get the right thread pitch off, which comes with the compression test. So I'm in troubles here. This is the right one. It's M14 1.25. That is it. But for some reason it's just not threading into the spark plug. It's really annoying me. I've checked. It is a 1.25 and it is M14. So why is it not threading in? Right, I took the O-ring off to see if that was stopping it from going deep enough, and what's happening is these threads aren't long enough. The threads just aren't long enough. So I took that seal off, and as you can see, it started wearing away the edge of the paint on here. So what's happening is this fat bit is touching the side of the chamber before it actually touches the threads, so it's just never going to thread in. I'm pretty sure Kieran will have some more adapters which have a bit longer thread, so we'll steal one of them off Kieran, but I really wanted to just do that and get it out of my head. Well. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're just going to crank the car over a few times and just get some fuel out in here, and just kind of flush the lines out, because there probably will be a little bit of shit in the lines carrying which the fuel filter was pushed through. So let's just crank the car a few times and let's just get some fuel out there. Oh well, I can wait. The main thing is just getting the car to Adam C's show tomorrow. That's the main point of today. Obviously I would have loved to have known that, but I can wait an extra couple of days. So we pushed quite a lot of fuel through. Don't know what the fuck I'm going to do with this fuel now. What do you do with fuel? Now another thing with the car that I noticed that might be causing a bit of a vacuum leak is the oil cap here. At some point it's been snapped off. You see that moving? Now I first noticed this for a drift day, and someone's tried to silicone it around, and you have tried to buy one of these valve covers but you just can't get them. Not that I found anyway. So maybe I'm looking at the wrong website. I will be able to get one, but I may as well do it on a big order of things because it's going to be a lot to post it. So I just put some silicone around it because I just saw it last minute. So obviously the silicone I used wasn't good enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this off, we're going to clean it all around, and then I'm going to put some Tiger Seal. Now Tiger Seal is strong as shit. So let's take this fuel cap off. It is still pretty strong on there, but as you see, it's just not sealed all the way around. Then I'm going to get off all the old sealant, and I'm just going to Tiger Seal it back in there, because we don't want oil seeping out of that, which it has been, and we also don't want a vacuum leak, which we will have. So we're going to clean this up, clean it up around here, and then we're going to Tiger Seal it and let it dry before we drive. Right, the reason this keeps coming out is it's not one piece. It's actually, the clips are snapped on 4 of the sides. See, 1, 2, 3. So there's only one clip. So again, I won't be able to find another one, so we are just going to seal it down for the time being. But yeah, like that would just push in there, and then it would just kind of seal itself on, which is, it's a bit of a stupid design. Right, I've cleaned up the filler neck itself and the rocker cover. This is how much sealant came off. So we're just going to put a nice bead all the way around this, and then sit that on, and we will be good. Is she gonna come? seal is strong shit, guys. Holds planes together, this. Goes on a certain way, that goes straight down. I don't want to fuck this up. We're ready. Get that in between. And then, boom. There we go. Let's just wipe off the excess, make it nice. Okay, we need to make our other fuel line for the fuel rail. So I've just got this from Halford, it's only a few quid. These were really tight on there. Now this is tight, but I am going to put a little tiny Jubilee clip as well. But these were really tight, so make sure you really get these on here, because you don't want these coming off with the fuel pressure. Right, let's run that over, put the fuel line where it would be, just there. We'll grab our other fuel rail, see where that would be, and then we'll cut it. There's some fucking magic going on with these connectors on the fuel rail. I do not need Jubilee clips. You cannot get that fuel line off. Honestly, it's almost impossible to get that fuel line off. It's almost like a snake grip. Obviously, where the fangs are pointing backwards. Once it's on, it ain't fucking coming off. So I do not need Jubilee clips on the fuel rails. There is actually a standard like heat protecting thing here. So I'm just going to put that underneath the fuel rail. So that's going to be sound. So I'm going to go like that. The evap system bolts in there. We're all good to bolt it up and fire up, to be honest, see how she's running. Okay, all the injectors are back in. Everything's linked up. The car is basically ready to fire, apart from the intake. Now, this car does not run without the mass sensor in. So I'm not going to run it right now. So it's just going to make me, it might make me feel like the car's running like shit. Now on the drift day, the biggest issue we were having was the car was heat soaking like crazy. I'd get one lap, it'd feel great, it'd feel powerful, and then like after a couple laps of a hot lap and then queuing for 5 or 10 minutes, the car just bogged down like crazy. And you'd come in here and you'd touch the filter, which would be here, and it would just be so hot. So what we're going to do is, there's a nice convenient hole here, see that through there? So I'm going to run the filter outside of that hole. So I messaged Ramair and I said, yo guys, have you got any filters you can send me? They said, yeah, of course, what size you need? So I've got a filter here from Ramair. I didn't want one of the foam ones because it will be going outside the wing. So I obviously don't want it picking up too much water. I won't really be driving the car when it's wet, and it is kind of protected from the water in there. It's quite high up, but we might get one of those socks just to cover the waterproof socks. For the time being, it's going to be much better. So I'm going to take the wheel off and I'm going to see if I can position this in here. I have bought like a 90-degree bend as well, and Ramair sent some silicone connectors and things like that. So I'm hoping that, well, this is the right size for that. So that's going to go on there. And then this, I'm hoping, will go through the wing like that, and the silt's just going to fit there like that, and it's going to sit in the wing, and it's going to stay away from this hot engine bay, and we're going to get nice cool air coming through. Also, there is a nice cold air feed. Well, I'll use the word nice, but there's a cold air feed here, so that's going to push a load of cold air into this bit here. So let's take the wheel, let's jack it up, take the wheel off, and we'll see if we can make this fit. And we're going to have it sitting there like that, which is perfect. Have the filter sitting in there, and then we've got a few bends. We've got mainly a 90-degree, which is this, and either if we need to push it out further, we can use the adjuster and the silicone, which should go like that, or we might just be able to just stick it right to the silicone bit, which I think we'll be able to just go right to the silicone. We won't need this joiner and that. So let's I'm excited for this actually. And that's literally perfect. I've had to just put the other coupler on there. So there's a joiner in the middle of them two, and that's just to lengthen it a few inches. But it's fucking perfect, and yeah, it looks so sick. So it goes down here, and the filter is just sticking here like this, like that, which is fucking great. Right, everything's plugged in. Oh, I need to do the Jubilee clip on there, but pretty much everything is plugged in. Let's fire her up and see how she sounds after all these changes. I hope. Obviously, when you put aftermarket intakes on cars which aren't mapped, it can like mess up the airflow. But this is obviously a lot better than what it was before. So it was running fine before with literally the filter just there. I think it's going to really like this, especially when it gets warm inside here. So let's just put the Jubilee clip on the intake. Let's fire her up. Right, let's fire her up. Might need to get the fuel pressure in there. Let's sit in. it sound any different? Nope. Would I know if it did? Nope, because it's always idled well. Is it me, guys, or does she sound a lot smoother? I say this after everything I do, but I actually think everything I do has made a bit of a difference. So when I say, does it sound different? I don't think that's me just falling to the placebo effect. I think it actually is making a difference, everything I've done. It has to make a difference. Changing an intake temperature sensor, which is, folks, makes a difference. Cleaning out injectors full of shit fuel makes a difference. Changing a fuel filter, all this does make a difference. I think it sounds so much smoother. Like it doesn't have that misfire anymore. You can always hear a slight misfire, and it doesn't seem to have it. The only way I'm going to be able to tell is by actually taking it for a drive. Well, actually going drifting, because it always does feel quick when I'm going for a drive, but it's a heat soak and everything like that. It's the actual driving in the proper environment that it does actually drive in, which makes it drive weird. But that sounds so much healthier to me. But again, it could just be in the placebo effect. But, well, end of the day, it has helped. Whether it's fully alleviated our issue or it does feel of it feeling a bit sluggish, probably not fully, but it's definitely helped us one step forward to making it run perfect again. Right, next, as you've noticed, our coolant temperature sensor is, well, I don't know how it's still going. So I did order this one from Rock Auto a couple of weeks ago from America. So we're going to change it. So coolant temperature sensor is here, and you can see this one. It's actually snapped in half, as you can see it there. Snapped in half. I'm guessing it's because of this thing here. So we're going to take it off. Coolant will probably piss out of here, but as long as we're ready to change out and in, we should be ready. Okay, it wasn't a 17, it wasn't an 18. This is the biggest spanner I have. Oh, go on, the boy. Go on. Oh, she's tight. She's tight. Oh, she's rounded. She's rounded. Right, you ready? You want to shock it like this. Boom, boom, boom. Is that working or is it rounded? I think it's rounded. Where is it? Oh, fucking hell. Right, you want to shock it, guys. You ready? Boom. No, it's just rounded. Shit! Okay, guys. This bitch ain't coming. Okay, I've got it. I think I've got it. I had to heat this up. I had to heat this bit of metal up. And oh my god, it was scary because obviously there's still bits of fuel around here, so it was like setting on fire. No, it's not the engine, but like the gas torch. I've melted a bit of the plastic underneath behind it, but it is coming. So it's a 19mm bolt this, and I've got 17 on it at the minute. I've had to whack on 2 smaller ones. Right, that's going to come out now. So let's get the other one ready. Right, get ready. Ah, fuck, the engine's still hot. Why the? Ah, it just went in my eye. Right, I've let the pressure out. Oh, okay. Ow! Fucking cat, that's hot. Comes a PTFE tape. Should be the same. So the thing is, I don't think a socket's going to get over the top with the. No, I'm going to have to use a spanner. Okay, temp sensor is on. So the temperature gauge is working now, and the fan isn't kicking in. So all good, all good. Right, the car needs to go down to Northampton tomorrow, so we're not going to do anything more. So it's then just at risk of not driving, so we're going to take it for a quick spin and make sure the wheels aren't rubbing or anything. I have tried to raise the coilover a bit, but they're super seized. I will be able to raise them, but it's just going to take a while hitting with the hammer. Not something I massively have time for, so let's just hope that they don't rub. And also let's go for a drive because we've got a new few things on. We've got the new filler on, obviously got the new injector, we've got the new bucket seat, we've got the new wheels on, we've got quite a lot on. So let's just make everything, let's just make sure everything is okay. God, this seatbelt's so annoying. Before we take the long drive down to Adam Seafest. One thing that's going to be very annoying is obviously we run a little bit of toe out, obviously for better skids. Now, toe out will make the car wander. It'll make the car wander around. And when you've got R888s, the car's going to wander around even more. So it's going to be a bit of a nightmare to drive when we're on like the when we're on the motorway and stuff. It's going to be wandering all over the fucking place. Right, let's see if it's rubbing here. No, we're not rubbing. It feels great. That heat, the issue with it heat soaking is going to be really good. It's going to work really well.
I mean, it doesn't feel much faster. It feels smoother, but it doesn't feel much faster. The main thing is it's not going to heat soak all the time, so it's actually going to stay, you know, nice and cold, really. With those 245s on the front, it feels so grippy. It actually wants to center steer now as well. Obviously, we weren't in that drifter. We had those 205s. And when you, but basically we've not got 205, we got so much camber that was, you know, we basically had like 102.5 and the tyre was fucked, so it just wasn't self-steering because I had no grip on the front and it was just understeering like crazy. So with those 245 R888s, it feels so great on the front, it feels planted on the front. So happy about that. Honestly, the car just feels so much better with these little mods that we've done. Unbelievable. And even just the fact we're sitting closer to the wheel now, I've got much better grip on the gears, much better clutch control, so much better with this seat.